Carbon Credit Trading and ACCUs. Australian carbon credit units, known as ACCUs, and certain other emissions units, are considered financial products in Australia. However, they are not reportable under the ASIC rules, since in their direct form, they are not an over-the-counter derivative. Although, where an ACCU is the underlier of an OTC derivative, then it may be reportable under the ASIC rules. There are regulated emissions units which can be traded in Australia, some, but not all, of which may be financial products under the Corporations Act. ACCUs and Safeguard Mechanism Credit Units, SMCs, are the main regulated emissions units which are traded and are financial products. ACCUs are not exchange-traded or OTC derivatives. They are directly traded in their own carbon markets and do not meet the definition of derivative. Are derivatives on ACCUs reportable under the ASIC rules? ACCUs are not reportable given they fall out of the derivative definition, similar to other exclusions from OTC derivatives, such as tradable water rights and securities or bonds. If there is an OTC derivative with an ACCU, carbon unit or an eligible international emissions unit as an underlier, such a transaction may be reportable under the ASIC rules. For example, a forward sale of an ACCU for future settlement and an option to buy an ACCU are derivatives. However, ASIC Rule 1.2.4.7 excludes from its scope and from the definition of an OTC derivative transaction other products that are intangible property, where market practice is to settle on a spot basis, for example, T+2 or T+3. Specifically, ACCUs and other environmental units have been listed as an exclusion, which is consistent with the jurisdictional approaches of other regulators globally. Hence, only OTC derivatives where the underlier is a longer-dated emissions product will be reportable. Some agreements relating to carbon markets may be considered a derivative over emissions units. This would be where the agreement's value changes by reference to the quantity, price, volume or emissions units value, such as an option contract to buy emissions units at a fixed price at a future date. A derivative over an emissions unit is a financial product, regardless of whether the underlier is a financial product. Forward contracts for ACCUs, VCUs or VEECs are derivatives, even though only ACCUs are a financial product. ASIC Technical Guidance lists commodity underlier codes that are to be used in trade reporting in instances where the transaction to be reported is a derivative over an emissions unit, and the unit is one of the below environmental commodity units. Renewable energy certificates or units. Energy efficiency certificates or units. Carbon credits, specified and unspecified unit types. And emission allowances, unspecified unit types. How can Traction assist? If you would like to know more information about this topic, please visit Traction's website where we have a detailed blog article. For assistance with the identification and reporting of your OTC derivative contracts with ACCUs and other emissions units as the underlying instrument, please get in touch with us. Traction, Trade Reporting Simplified.